All right, hello, my name is Robbi Behr.
And I am Matthew Swanson, and we are part of the Today parenting team.
Oh, good for you.
There you go, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to put the sign down. So we make books together.
Yes,
okay?
I'm an illustrator.
And I'm a writer.
And we're married.
And we make children's picture books.
And we make children together, too. That's why we're on today's parenting team.
We have made 3 children together over the past 8 years or so. We're going to talk about the children and their devastating impact on our lives.
Yes.
We were very happy before we had children. We could do whatever we wanted to. We lived in one great big room.
Yes, one big room.
In the hayloft of a barn, and we had a blissful bohemian lifestyle.
Yes, I wore boho chic all the time. I just learned what that was
I
the other day.
wore very little because there was no need to.
I wore pajama pants.
We both worked from home. We'd quit our fancy design jobs because we were tired of not being able to make stuff together. So we moved into our barn, and we had not much money, and we ate lots of ramen noodles. We had no kitchen.
We didn't have a kitchen.
Is the point.
This is the point.
And we had no air
We
conditioning.
lived in a room that had no kitchen. We had a hot plate, and we had a mini fridge.
And a little tiny microwave.
And no sink. So we had to go downstairs to my mom's studio to carry water up.
And that was tedious, so we didn't do the dishes very often.
Yes. So we lived a slovenly bohemian lifestyle.
Robbi's kind of like a raccoon. She stays up all night long, and that's when she does her work. And I get up very early.
Dig through the garbage.
So we saw each other in the middle of the day.
Yes.
And we were running a very small publishing company at the time, so we made books, like actually made them on our dining room table.
Yes.
But our lives felt incomplete. We wanted to create a tiny army in our likeness. So we decided to do the thing that you do before you have a child.
We only did it once.
Well, for that time we only did it once. We've done it 3 times now.
Yes. 2 times subsequently.
So anyway,
foolishly.
we made a child.
Okay. We made a child.
But we realized when you have a child, you need more room for the child.
You need the child to have a place to sleep, which we hadn't accounted for.
And you need a kitchen.
Floor plan.
You need a kitchen, frankly.
Yeah.
Children can't eat ramen noodles right away.
Yeah.
So Robbi's parents owned the whole building we lived in. It was this big barn. There was a whole other side of the barn that was full of boxes.
They were using it for stuff.
We said, could you put the boxes somewhere else?
We didn't even say that. We said, we're having a baby.
No,
baby could...
we might have a baby if you move the boxes.
Right.
It was like leverage, right?
Yes. So they let us clear out the boxes. So I come home from the hospital, and that day Matthew started renovating. It was poorly timed.
The timing was terrible. If we'd moved the boxes earlier, this wouldn't have had to happen. But
So the day that we got home, so I was home, and Matthew was like putting in insulation.
Yeah.
And eventually a kitchen.
Yes, we did.
Which we did while bouncing our baby.
Yes. So we all live together now in our barn, and we still run our publishing company, but we are now...
We now have 2 rooms.
We have 2 rooms. We still have our bathroom.
Yes.
But we're publishing our books, but we're also making picture books with Macmillan now.
Right. That's the exciting
moving
part.
Into sort of becoming actual children's book.
We're talking about how babies ruined our lives.
But I wanted to pitch it, you know. I wanted to be... okay.
Good. So we're making books together. Our children have made it very difficult for me to stay up all night.
Oh, that's true.
To do my drawing. So now I have drawing times of day, which is a little difficult for a creative person.
And really the saddest part about having children is that I've had to give up my fishing career.
Yes, the other part of our story is that we spend our summers in Alaska commercial salmon fishing with my family.
Yes.
So that's what we do. And Matthew used to fish. He used to get all suited up in the rubber gear.
And dive into the ocean
and
at
be
weird
very
hours.
manly.
Yes.
But then we had children to take care of. And Matthew, being the least manly of my entire family, and the most expendable, he's now our tundra nanny.
I am.
So he takes care of the children.
I wear a tundra apron. I make macaroni and cheese. I scare away grizzly bears that are running around in
While the rest of us are being manly and pulling fish from the ocean.
I argue that I have the most important job at all, taking care of the dear wee ones.
I don't know if it's the most important.
Yes.
But it's the most difficult.
It is the least. It
requires... The rest of the family is incredibly glad that none of us are the tundra nanny. So thank you, Matthew.
I bear that mantle with dignity and pride.
For being our tundra
nanny. Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay.
So anyway, we have our children. We have our home. Everything is working.
We have our salmon fishing.
And thank you for letting us talk a little bit about our parenting adventure.
Team.
Thank you.
Yes.